I'm Sharon Macklis at IDG Communications, here with Do More with R, add sparklines to your tables. Often, all you need in a table is data as text and numbers, but sometimes you'd like to visualize results in each row too. That's especially true when each row of data is a trend over time. You can do that right inside a table in a new column with mini inline graphs called sparklines. You might be familiar with them in Excel. We can do them in interactive R tables too. Let's get started. Last episode, I demoed how easy it is to create basic HTML tables with the DT package. Here's the code for that. I loaded in some packages and read in a spreadsheet of data about home prices in 5 cities. Then I created a table with DT's data table function. Finally, I added a little formatting. Let's run that. And you can see I get a table. There are 4 steps if I want to add a sparkline column to this table. 1. Add a column in the data frame that has sparkline data and formatting. 2. Add a snippet of JavaScript to the table options. That's the same code all the time, so you can save it once and reuse it. This one is very easy. Add escape equals false as a data table argument, so HTML displays as HTML and not as the actual code. This is also very easy. Pipe the results to a function that adds necessary dependencies so the table will display sparklines. Let's take a look step by step. First, I need to add a column to my data frame with the sparkline information. Here's the format for doing that. You use the spk_chr function. That takes 2 required arguments, a vector of numeric values to visualize, and the type of graph you want. Dataviz choices includes line for a line chart, bar for a bar chart, box for a box plot, and a few more. Unfortunately, this isn't actually documented in the Sparkline package help files. But you can see available types if you look up documentation for the jQuery Sparkline library. They're the same. I like to use 2 optional arguments in my sparklines too, setting the y-axis minimums and maximums. So, how do we get the vector of values for each row to use in the sparklines? I could write a for loop, but this is actually easier to do if the data is tidy. That is, if I have only 1 observation per row, instead of the way it is now, as you see in the table, multiple observations per row. I can create a tidy version of this data using the tidyr package and its gather function. I can create a tidy version of the prices data frame by first removing the % change column with select -change. I don't want that % change number to be in the trends I'm graphing. Next, with gather, I'll name the new category column quarter, the new value column price, and I'll gather every column between Q1 1996 and Q1 2018. Here's what that looks like now. One observation for each row, the metro area, the quarter, and the price. The next block of code here creates a data frame with sparkline info. It will have a column for metro area and a new column called trend sparkline. If you look at the code, I first group by metro area and then create the sparkline column. It's worth making sure you get what's happening here to create the sparkline column. After grouping by metro area, I'm creating a new trend sparkline column with the spk_chr function. The first argument here is my vector of values for each group. And that's created automatically from the tidy data's price column because I grouped by metro area already and then summarized. I set the graph type to be a line chart, and in this case I want the y-axis minimum value to be 100, not 0, because 100 is where the price index started in 1995 in all the cities. And I set the y-axis maximum to be whatever the price data's maximum value is. Here's what this new data frame will look like. Run the code. And take a look. You can see the trend sparkline column has a bunch of HTML in it. And let's see what one of those values looks like. You see it includes all the values in the row that I'm going to want to graph. I can add data from this data frame back to my original prices data frame by using a dplyr left join. You see the left join understands that the common column is metro area. Now see what the data frame looks like. And there is the trend sparkline column in my original prices data frame. The hard part is done. Now I just need to follow steps 2, 3, and 4. That code starting from FN draw callback to the second single quote mark and closing parentheses from here to here is what you need to add to the options list argument of the data table code. I'll have that code snippet available in the article accompanying this video at go.infoworld.com/rsparklines. That's a capital R, the rest lowercase. But I'll give you a better look at it here. If we take a look at the table now with that added, you can see that the code appears as the code itself and not the code executing. We can fix that with step 3, adding escape equals false to the data table code. The default is escape equals true, which means the HTML code is escaped instead of executing, as we see here. Here's my escape equals false, and now I'll run this code. But if I look at the trend sparkline column now, there's nothing there at all. That's because we need step 4, which adds the necessary dependencies to display the sparklines in the sparkline column. Do you see line 11 here, the spk underscore add underscore deps? That's what we need for the final piece. Now if I run the code, you'll see our sparklines. You can even mouse over a graph to see the actual data points underneath. And we have an easy way to see trends over time for each city just by scanning down this column. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about tidyr and the gather function, check out episode 12, Reshape Data with tidyr, at go.infoworld.com/morewithr. That's https go.infoworld.com/morewithr, all lowercase except for the R. You can also find the Do More with R series on YouTube. Hope to see you next episode.